Hello, welcome to the Explosion of Emotions, the podcast where we explore the causes, effects, and ways to manage emotions in our daily lives. Today we are talking about stress in our lives. I am Lucía Castillo, and in this episode, we will immerse ourselves in the world of stress and emotions present in the modern society. Today we are joined by two experts on this topic who you will meet later, who will explain to us depth how it works and what to do control it. But first I would like to take to you a little about what is stress. Well, stress is a natural and adaptive response of the body to situations that we personally and threaten or challenge. Honestly, for me, this emotion is very challenging. In fact, I talk to my psychologists about it, since many times it makes us act immediately or causes us enormous anxiety. But to take you in the more depth and about I understand how it works, I invited psychologist Alexander Ventura, who is magnificent psychologist who graduated from the School of Mexico and is especially in managing emotions, especially in the children and adolescents. He is in the pleasures to have him here with us, and we will talk to about these emotions in a more psychological way.
Hi Lucy, and thank you very much for inviting me to your podcast. The truth is that for me, it is an opportunity to be able to report on the control of emotions and for people to understand how our things work. I think that society more information is needed about that aspects. There is a lot of misinformation, myths and beliefs, and that are you not true that we every time invite me to this type of program fascinates me since I hope this helps leads on uniformed person.
Exactly, that's exactly what I was going for. I also feel that there is a lot of mixing information about emotions. Remember that when I was child, I practically didn't know about him. Is become an adult and they were present to me. The truth in the I didn't know what I felt. We felt it how it could handle that emotion. And in fact, that is purpose of the podcast to cut through that lack of information.
That's right, most of the time we do not know how or then handle what we'll feel, but getting into the subject from a physiological point, stress is a complex physiological and physiological reaction that involves a series of hormonal and neurological changes and the things to help use face or escape stressful situation. It It is also important to mention that stress can affect people of any age, range, or personal circumstance.
Exactly, stress affects absolutely everyone. But why is this so? What makes you feel stressed?
It's a very good question. Although it's also difficult to answer. You have to understand that stress is a mechanism of survival of the body. Robert Sapolsky, an American scientist and writer who is a professor in biological sciences and neurology, explains to use that a light stress is a good. The problem is that in nature a zebra is stressed when it is chased by a lion. Its brain releases adrenaline, its rhythm accelerates, the muscles are activated, and it enters the state of excitement but for a few minutes. The options after that are that he escapes from the lion and take away and take straight off that the lion eats it and takes away the stress of alertness that helps you survive for few minutes. On the other hand, it tells you that human beings are the only mammals that have that much ulcers that thanks to your elaborate brains and jibes use the ability to be worried and stressed indefinitely, maybe all day, maybe a whole week. It's like living on a roller coaster.
And of course, 3 minutes and the roller coaster is exiting, everything is feel good, but no one can endure 3 hours of the ups and the downs. How interesting. In fact, I understand that we face stress. The brain sends things like the nervous system to relax stress. Our research is a cortisol and adrenaline, and this increases heart rate, blood pressures, and therefore our antibody.
Ready and takes response is useful in emergency situations, but if stress becomes in chronic or daily, it can have negative effects on your healthy physical and mental.
Thank you very much, Alexander, for giving us valuable information. I know that this emotion can have negative effects on our physical and mental health. However, we would like you are listening to us know what effects and consequences of living with chronic stress. So we invited you another great expert, Jair Barragán, who can tell us in depth and about it.
Well, as the psychologist Alexander mentioned, it is also a pleasure for me to be in this podcast and leave a little of my learning for all the people who listen to us, and talking about the consequence of chronic stress. Excess stress can also cause serious emotional damage. There is research that shows that stress can contribute to the development of serious diseases such as heart disease, depression, and obesity. Similarly, some studies suggest that inadequate management of chronic stress leads to eating unhealthy foods and overeating to feel better.
I will never cease to impressed by the human body and how it responds to threatening in situations, how we unconsciously try to take control. I did have episodes of eating unhealthy food many times a day due to stress or anxiety.
That's right. And really, the consequences of chronic stress are serious, particularly because it contributes to anxiety and depression, which are already more serious situations that need more attention.
Thank you very much, Khaled. I really appreciate that you have taken the time to come do this podcast to talk us a little about this situation that unfortunately is more common and that will think we and I think that we have I had it at some point some moments of stress in our lives or continue to have it in difficult times.
And it is a worrying topic, because it is no longer only external factors that trigger these states, as in nature. Ourselves usually cause worse and stress. Dr. Noemi Pinto Rodriguez, neuropsychologist and educator at the Autonomous University of Guadalajara, talk about some causes of stress, among which it is mentioned that we can generate stress by the lifestyles we live by. Poor sleep habits, working with few breaks or distractions, getting physically injured, untreated pain, suffering from chronic diseases, or having inadequate breathing habits or asthma. We even cause ourselves stress by how we eat and by excesses of substance such as caffeine, salt, sugar, nicotine, alcohol, medications, or chocolate. And how we control our mental and behavioral states by self-reproaching, being pessimistic, worrying, being in a constant hurry, being ambitious, and by wanting to compete for everything.
And that's why to close, I would like you to give us some recommendations on how to learn to manage stress.
Of course, my horse. Learning to manage stress is essential to avoid falling into chronic stress and having a physical and mental well-being in our daily lives. First of all, I feel like breathing is something that can help us a lot if we are having a stress crisis. Sitting down to breathe can be something so simple, but often we do not do it consciously. This activity helps us to reduce muscle tensions and calm the mind. In the same way, in our day-to-day life, exercising, eating healthy, sleeping well, practically dedication time to activities that we enjoy and relax us, allow us to recharge energies, have a clear mind, and an emotional balance. Even if we have the possibility, I highly recommend meditation. Learning to take at least 5 minutes to breathe and relax. This practice helps us to regulate ourselves emotionally and to learn to let go of thoughts. And this is a common misunderstanding. It is not about not thinking about anything. It is about letting go of all those thoughts that do not let us concentrate on the present, to see them just go by. In the case of stress, that could help us to stop thinking for a moment about that we could have done better, what we should do next, what can go wrong, and simply concentrate on the now. Anyway, there's a saying, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
Well, thank you very much, Psychology Khaled. We have run out of time. However, it's the episode of Explosion of Emotions. We were able to meet black rooms on the streets. Thank you to psychologists Alexander and Khaled, who gave us a bit of trade wisdom. It is essential to recognize that stress is an inevitable part of modern life, but is also an experience that we can manage and control. Let us remember that self-care and mindfulness are key aspects in the stress management. Therefore, by equipping ourselves with knowledge about stress and how to manage it, we can cultivate a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life. Thank you for joining us this journey. See you in the next chapter.